Hello and welcome. In the connector overview, we gave you background information on using connectors inside Inaport. In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to create a connection to a GoldMine 5 or GoldMine 6 database. To do so, I go to the Tools Connector Manager, which pulls up the Connector Manager. You may recall from the overview that the Connector Manager is used to create, edit, and delete connectors within the system. It presents you with a tree view. Over here on the left-hand side, you can see that we can organize connectors into folders to make life a little bit easier for ourselves. We can expand a folder and look at the connectors inside it. If we click on a connector, it shows us basic information on the right-hand side. To create a new connection, I'm going to click the Create New Connection button. First thing I have to do is give it a name. I'm going to call it Demo GM6. And then down here, I need to select the connector type, the correct connector type from the list available to me. I'm going to select GoldMine version 5.6 on DBase or SQL. Click OK, and it brings up the connector editor that is specific to this type of connection. Notice that the dynamic help over on the right-hand side is also updated to provide us information specific to this connection. Connecting to GoldMine has a couple of challenges. First is we need to remember that GoldMine has two sets of data. One is the GM base tables or the calendar tables that are shared across all contact sets. The second is the contact sets themselves. You may have one or more contact sets within a GoldMine system. And for GoldMine 5 and 6, the data may be in DBase or SQL or some combination thereof. So we have to actually work in parallel for both the GM base tables and the contact set tables. In our case, both of them are in SQL Server, so I'm going to select SQL Server for both the GM base tables and the contact set tables. As soon as we do that, this dialog box here, which describes our connection to SQL Server, becomes enabled. So I need to specify the connection to my SQL Server. I need to specify a SQL Server login that has administrative rights on the GoldMine database, and then I'll click the Get Databases. We need to specify the database both for the GM base tables and for the contact set tables. Then remember, they may be in different databases. Now we need to specify the login that we're going to use to log into the API, and we need to specify a username and password. This username must have administrative privileges, must be a GoldMine user, and must have administrative privileges within the GoldMine system. The next step is we need to browse to the GoldMine directory. You can see that I'm already there. So it's on C:\program files GoldMine, which is the normal location. Then I'll just select the GoldMine or any file within that directory. The final step is I need to specify the alias to connect to the system. If we are going into a DBase system, this is the path to the actual folder. And if we had selected DBase up here, we would have three dots down here, and we would browse to that correct folder and select it. Because we're going into SQL, it's actually an alias, and there's an example of what the alias will normally look like here, which I can copy, and I'll paste into there, and I'll paste into there. That's how the alias will normally look like, but you may have a different alias. You can check that by going to the file called gm.ini in your GoldMine system folder and having a look at how the aliases are set up there. Or you can go to the GoldMine database menu and have a look at the aliases. Once you've done that, click OK, and you can see that that connector has now been established within the system, and we've got the basic information about it over here. That concludes this tutorial. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you'll be joining us for others. Goodbye.